Hello and welcome back to 3 Martini Lodge Plays Kerbal Space Program. I am 3 Martini Lodge and I am playing Kerbal Space Program. In this series I am marching through the technology tree in 0.23.5, started at 0.23.0, and this is episode 11. Anyways, here I am with the, looks like the one-man mission to Dres is, have encountered Dres and is landing, or actually is inserting itself into orbit. Doing a lot of science there at in low Dres atmosphere, and normalizing the orbit once I get it all set up. And I didn't check his name, but he's transferring. That's right, calming Kerbin hops into the lander. And I think I let Mech Jeb land this one for me. I don't know why. Dres is actually a very easy place to land. Anyways, comes on down, and of course Mech Jeb does a fine job of landing. Better than I would have done, certainly. Although this one I think I could reliably land on Dres. It's got a very low gravity. Anyways, go ahead and get out and get some science. Plant a flag. Certainly something very original and inspiring. Samples from Dres' surface. Hop back in there and take off. Well, wait for the ship to come around and then take off. Pulling that ladder. Okay, come on. And it looks like we're coming in a little bit ahead, but that's okay. You can just fire just a little bit extra. Fire just a little. There we go. Yep, come on. There we go. And then go ahead and basically go outside the orbit and come back down. Takes a little bit more fuel, but it's saves you some time. And there we go. And of course we got a perfect dock. Now the problem is later I ran a simulation, and I didn't actually attempt to fly back, but the ship, even if I drain all the fuel out of the lander and jettison it, it does not have enough fuel, or the return vehicle does not have enough fuel to return to Kerbin. So I've got a Dres rescue mission. Anyways, that was the fuel modules on their way to Lathe. And that's ultimately where I'm going to build that science station. It's going to be operations for the entire Jool system are going to be centered in Lathe orbit. And of course I forgot what ship this is, but I got a whole flotilla coming in here. I think 5 ships coming into Lathe's into Jool's sphere of influence. Here we got the probes for Lathe, and it's just now coming into Jool's sphere of influence. And of course, after I get in, you can see I've got pretty close encounters. I can go ahead and adjust those down to either 120 kilometers, or if I get lucky on a few of them, I'm able to adjust them so that they directly intersect with Eve. Not Eve. I keep saying that with Lathe. And there's another one coming in. I forgot which mission that was. And here's the science station. And yes, this is not the same science station I showed you earlier during the video takeoff. And I think I rebuilt it before then. Anyway, sorry about that. But anyways, it's the one that's been on the mission the whole time. And once again coming in. Oh, and here we go. Somebody aerobraking. This is the return vehicle. That was the last vehicle to launch. And it's like the first, it looks like it's the first one, I guess, going through re-entry. That's right, the fuel modules came in first, but they didn't do aerobraking in Jool. They managed to fly straight into Lathe. Anyways, that apoapsis comes on down. And here come the Lathe probes. And similar thing, they're going to be aerobraking. Now, you might notice some minor discrepancies with the time. It turns out I was editing the video, I get done editing a big chunk, and then discover I've got footage of the same craft doing the same thing. And then I remember it was a few days ago, I had to do a quick load, and it went way back in time, so I had to do a lot of the stuff again, and it came out slightly different. So the end result is all the same, but how I got there might be a little bit different. In fact, I think this was a fortuitous accident, was getting that lathe. The initial run on the fuel mission, I think, missed. I didn't hit lathe. I did a Jool capture, and then had to find my way to lathe and waste even more fuel. But here I come into aero braking into lathes, into an orbit around lathe. And come on, catch on fire. Now you're still 35. When it gets down to about 30, it should start burning up. There we go. And you can see it's got to slow down to around, I don't know, 2,000 or something like that. And while that is slowing down, I'm going to grab me a smoke. I did light a cigar before the episode started, but it of course went out. It's a La Floridita Premium. This one is, I don't think it's a Maduro, but it's almost black. It's only had a couple of puffs out of it, then I started recording, and then of course I neglected it because I was talking so much. And what do we got here? The return vehicle, or you might want to call it the Canadian Service Module. I don't really know. It's coming back, or not coming back, but aero braking or aero capturing around lathe. And it's coming on in, and again coming in about at 3 meters per second, or 3 kilometers per second there, not too shabby. So we've got to slow down again to somewhere around 2,000, a little less maybe. Let me just see what he gets to capture. I'm already down to 26, 25. Okay, so I guess quite a bit slower than 3,000. And that was the looked like the lander and the pusher vehicle. The way that's going to work is that pusher thing is going to push that lander off to whatever body it needs to land on. It'll land, come up, redock with the pusher, almost like a mission from, almost like an Apollo-style mission from Kerbin. Anyways, it comes into Lathe's sphere of influence. I might as well do some science while I'm here. Every little bit's gonna help out. And then it's look around there. Look around. Okay, it comes into. I guess more science. I did some high orbit and then low orbit. And even though you come down pretty far into the atmosphere, you can't get atmospheric science unless you come down a bit further. I think you have to might be in that light blue section. And I should check the speed. This one looked like it was going significantly faster because I'm dropping down well below my normal 22 kilometers for air capture. And finally, here comes, well, not finally, but at last, here comes the Jool Science Station. And it's coming in. No, it's at 8.5 kilometers per second. That's really booking. It must have not done the aero capture around. Oh, I guess it did. I don't know. It was like 2 minutes ago, and I've forgotten already. Anyway, it's coming in 8.5 kilometers a second. Comes in pretty fast. Oh no, this is around Jool. Okay, it's not around lathe. That would have been awful fast for a lathe capture. And I'll probably go around again and coming around. Oh wait, hold on. No, I guess I'm not coming around. Gets lucky on this one and goes ahead and sets up for a much better encounter. And is this still the science station? I think it is. And boom, in Lathe's sphere of influence. Coming in, he's going to be coming in pretty hot. I don't know if that 22. Yeah. Bring that periapsis down a bit. He's got 3,000 meters per second here. It's going to be like 5,000. When I get to the surface, and it's still above 22 kilometers per second. Let's see if it's enough. Very exciting. Very tense. And I go ahead and let's see when the flame is 4 kilometers a second. That's pretty speedy. Yeah, it still started around 30,000 meters for the re-entry effects. And yeah, it looks like it's not going to be any problem getting the capture. No, I don't know. Looks like I am pointing retrograde. Okay, didn't have to turn on the gas. And again, I'm sure it takes several laps at a much higher altitude to bring it down. Anyways, once the science station is there, let's bring the fuel module into land, or to dock, and you can see it's almost full. I wanted it to be completely full when it got here, but well, it just wasn't in the stars. And I don't know why I started so far out, because this is a pretty uneventful docking. Go ahead and just plunk right on there. Okay, a little bit of smarming around there, but not much. And then what else have I got here? Looks like the lander. It's a little dark, hard to tell. There's a rendezvous. And I think I'm going to dock this one in two parts. I'm going to dock the, you can't really see. I'm going to dock the lander and then dock the pusher separately on a different docking clamp. Yeah, that's just the lander docking there. And then the pusher is going to dock. And I wish I had the resources. I don't know. The resource tab extended. I don't know how much fuel that has. And again, my classic technique, point the port at the guy that's going to dock, and then you're all but there. And yeah, here, I don't know why I'm spending so much time on this. This is not a particularly important docking scenario. Okay, there he goes, and I think I finally let's get the. There we go. This is what it should have been like. There we go. The DRV, deliver return vehicle. It gets docked up. Man, there's everybody. Gang's all here. Hold on. We still got the probes. Oh, there are the probes. And all the hustle and bustle of docking everybody, those probes somehow wound up in a way super high orbit. I do not know how that happened. And it was I set up an encounter with pole, trying to slingshot myself back into the deeper into Jool's gravity well, but that really didn't do that much. There I am. I think that's me. Oh yeah, hold on, never mind. We're switching over to the ELU. Still, the probes did. We are coming back to the probes. They did get into that weird orbit. And anyways, here comes the ELU lander. And go ahead and circularize that orbit. And this one's a robot lander. So I was going to go ahead and okay. Well, I'm still. Oh, okay. Bring the whole thing in, because that pusher part wasn't meant to come back. So I'm going to use as much of that fuel to land as possible. And I'm doing this one without MechJeb. You'll notice. Well, MechJeb's doing some stuff for me, but I'm doing the landing. And I get down to about 250 meters, drop that lifter portion, and then I'm able to go ahead and land the probe itself with virtually all its fuel that I've got. Almost 4,000 delta V remaining when on the surface there, and then go ahead and do the remaining science that has to be done, and take off. Now I'm not sure when the launch window for this one is, but it's probably going to be the last last thing coming back to Kerbin. Anyways, no, I guess the launch window's right now. There I am setting up an encounter with Kerbin. And what's it? I don't have the ELU thing on the. I probably should get that on the. No, it's 3 hours away. I guess I'm doing an adjustment burn or something. Anyways, this is back at Jool with those probes, and I decided the easiest way to do it is just get it apoapsis and just come on down. I've got it 1500 delta V, and it turns out that's plenty. And I go ahead and manage that and get myself an encounter with Lathe. And actually I'm going to get rid of the maneuver node altogether and just eyeball this one. And I'm moving pretty fast, so I'm going to bring this in 18,250 meters. That's as deep as I've ever gone in the lathe atmosphere without landing. And you'll see why in just a second. And here I come, coming into the sphere of influence. And look at that, almost 8 kilometers a second, this far away. And my screen has gone black. I don't know what's happening here. Okay, well, I guess my screensaver went on. Anyways, coming in, now I'm past almost 8.1 kilometers per second. And look, I start burning up at 40,000 meters. And I got to shed a lot of velocity. Already going back up, still at 3 kilometers a second. And is it going to be enough? Oh, it's got to be close. I think I got to get. We figured out I got to come in a little bit less than 2 kilometers a second. And my clock just went out again. Okay, and there we go. I think I did have to wind up burning just a little bit. But ultimately wound up circularizing my orbit. Took about 1,000 meters per second delta V to get from super duper high orbit down to lathe, low lathe orbit. Anyways, there's the mission. We're all ready to do some science. So we got Elo on his way home. You probably saw Eve listed there as a ejection window. The game ate my Eve mission. I came back into place, but went to the tracking center, switched over to Eve, and then the screen went black, except for the altitude marker, which just kept spinning around. And I exited and came back in, and there was nothing. It was gone. So the Eve mission was gone. So I'm going to launch another one, and it'll probably even get there and back before the Elu mission once I'm getting back, maybe even before these guys wind up getting back. So anyways, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for all those cards and letters. By all means, keep them coming. Good night, everybody. And you too, Mrs. Miller.